Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something intense. We're going to break down what happens when fire strikes in, well, one of the toughest places you can imagine, a psychiatric nursing home, in the dead of night. This isn't just about a fire drill. It's about a system built for when everything goes wrong. So picture this. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. The night shift is on. For everyone inside, the staff, the residents, this is the quietest, most vulnerable time of the day.
You know, most of the residents are asleep. And here's the kicker. Many of them can't move easily or might not even respond at all. And it's a skeleton crew on duty. They're responsible for every single person in that building. And then, a spark. Somewhere in a resident's room. Could be anything. Faulty wiring, whatever. Honestly, it doesn't matter why. What matters is the clock has just started ticking. The next 5 minutes, they're going to decide everything.
Okay, let's get into it. We're about to see how a trained team can take pure chaos and turn it into an orderly response. And this isn't some dusty binder of rules, you know? This is a living, breathing system pulled from actual emergency plans, built for exactly this kind of pressure. See, in a crisis, a random group of people is your worst enemy. What you need is a unit. And that's what we have here. Look at this. Everyone has a job before the alarm even goes off. The nurse, they're the communications hub. You've got caregivers assigned to fighting fire, to evacuation, to support. Everybody knows exactly what they need to do from second one. And just look at the situation they're dealing with. It's basically a perfect storm. Fire's on the first floor, down a narrow hall, and there's only one main exit. Oh, and the residents, the very people you're trying to save, they are, frankly, the biggest challenge in this whole scenario. All right, so let's get to those first critical seconds. This is where we see how a tiny spark explodes into a full-blown response. Because in a fire, right, every single second counts. They feel like hours. And then you have this. My legs won't move. What do I do? This is the human reality of it. The staff might be running on protocol, but this is what they're hearing on the ground. The system isn't just designed to fight a fire. It has to manage pure, raw fear.
So, what's the first thing they do? It's all about rescue and alarm. And this is so important. Your first instinct might be to grab an extinguisher and fight the fire, right? But the protocol says no. It's rescue and alarm first. Get people safe and sound the alarm before you do anything else. People always come first.
Okay, so this right here, this is the decisive moment. The alarm's been pulled. Now the designated firefighter, caregiver A, has to make a choice. And this one choice could determine the fate of every single person in that building. It all comes down to this. One caregiver, one fire extinguisher, one growing fire. What do you do? What's the call? Can I handle this myself right now? Or is this already out of my hands? That split-second decision is the pivot point for this whole thing. And that one decision creates a massive fork in the road. Two completely different paths, two totally different outcomes. Path A, they contain it. The goal becomes control, calm things down. Path B, it's uncontrollable. The goal immediately shifts to getting everyone out now. Let's go down path A first, the contain scenario. So path 1, fire contained. This is the best case scenario, right? The firefighter's quick action works. The extinguisher does its job. And just like that, the focus flips from all-out crisis to just controlling the situation. And look how this contain and control timeline plays out. 30 seconds in, caregiver A's on it with the extinguisher. A minute in, the nurse is on the phone. And listen to what she's saying. Fire is out, but we require support. Not panic, just a status update. It's calm, it's methodical. By the time the fire department shows up, the scene is already secured.
And the words they use here are so critical. The fire is out, everyone remain calm. That's not a suggestion, it's a command. It's calm, it's authoritative. And just saying the fire is out, that one phrase completely changes the emotional temperature of the building, from total panic to, okay, we have a process. But what if that doesn't work? What if the extinguisher isn't enough? What if the fire's just too big? Now we have to look at the other path, the much more dangerous one. full evacuation. So look at this timeline. The clock is ticking just as fast, but the mission is totally different. The goal is no longer control, it's pure speed. The call to emergency services isn't fire is out, it's fire is out of control. Full evacuation in progress. Every action is about one thing and one thing only. Get out.
And you can feel the chaos in a quote like this. Fire! We have to run! That panic is real. But here's the thing about this team. That chaos, it's not a surprise. It's exactly the variable they've trained to manage. And right in the middle of that panic, you hear this command. Close the room door. Stop the smoke. See? It's not just about running. It's about surviving intelligently. Closing that door buys everybody precious, life-saving seconds. It's a small action, but it's practiced and it makes a huge difference. So what about the people who can't move? How do you get them out? The plan doesn't just hope for the best. It includes specific practice techniques like this, the bedsheet drag. You wrap the resident in their sheet, get low, and pull them along the floor. It's fast, it keeps them under the smoke, and it makes sure no one, absolutely no one, gets left behind.
Okay, let's pull back and look at the big picture here. We've seen path A and path B. But the most important takeaway isn't that one of them is the plan. This is the whole point. It's a flexible system. The plan is being ready for that fork in the road. The training isn't just about what to do when everything goes right. It's about what to do in that critical moment when it all goes wrong. It's all built on making a quick assessment, communicating clearly, and having a practice response ready to go, even for failure. And this chart really drives it home. No matter which path they go down, these priorities are set in stone. Resident safety is number one, period. Staff coordination is a very close second, because without it, you can't guarantee safety. And the building, protecting the property, that's a distant third. The entire system is built on one simple rule: people first. So that leaves us with this final thought, right? This team has a practice plan for two completely different outcomes. What's the plan where you live or where you work? It's so easy to just assume somebody's got it covered. But when you see a real system like this, one that plans for failure just as much as success, well, it makes you think. Because in the end, it's the preparation, the training, and that flexible system that saves lives when the alarm goes off in the middle of the night.